Hey YouTube, how's it going? We're here. We're back with Omniscient Reader, chapter 136. Really quick, if you could like the video for me, please, I'd greatly appreciate it. Now, Asuka Ren's crying. We're kind of like poking and prodding all the information out of her about what happened with Izumi and the Japanese, what do we call them? The Japanese players, I guess? The Japanese participants of the scenario. We're poking and prodding, trying to get information from her, and she's kind of like slowly cracking. Doke's just hitting her with information that he shouldn't know, and it's kind of like catching her off guard a little bit. So hopefully we get more of that. Hopefully we can see a little bit more of her heart in this chapter. So let's hop in. I'm sorry. They got their faces. Wait, don't tell me Peace Land is... Wow. It's a comic that I drew. Wow. Wow. Well, my novel became a reality, so I guess that could also happen. Well, Sooyoung. Right. Sooyoung. It's not yours. Wait, is that why you were against killing the small people? Because they were characters in your comic? Or I'll say manga if it's actually manga. Man, we got a real artist on our hands here. You killed them off without any hesitation when they're a comic. I can't help but say comic. I know it's a manga. You killed them off without any hesitation when they were in a manga. But now you can't do that because they become real? So why didn't you make them a little stronger to begin with? I mean, what's with this shoddy world building? Well, there are too many isekai fantasy works in Japan as of late. So you created a classic fantasy manga in retaliation? You just can't keep creating the same stories as if they're being stamped out from some factory. She's passionate. Same stories. Korean fantasy writer who plagiarizes others. Same stories. As if your story is any better, you idiot. What? You know what, Doksha? The counts in this world talk casually to Duke. And don't get me started on the knights. Wait! All of them are good for nothing pretty boys that. Wait! Shut up. It's all because of you that we're going through all this. You begged the Dokubi to make your world a reality, didn't you? Your manga must have bombed. So you wanted to make everyone who badmouthed your manga come into this world to die. That's probably what you wished for. And the Dokubi probably said something like, "Your wish is my command," and made it happen. Gosh, no wonder you're a writer. You have quite an imagination. No, that's not true. How could something like that even happen? Then what? I'm curious about this too. Even TWSA doesn't say why Peace Land was selected to become one of its scenarios. Excuse me. If I found out, I was about to say something about this. If I find out why, I might be able to learn something about TWSA's author too. I was wondering, like, if this person was able to, like, if she wrote a manga and then her manga ended up being made real in one of the scenarios, maybe you could figure out something about this entire thing about TWSA and why Doksha has read it before and now he's living it. All right. Well, that's... Oh, people had to just show up, right? Had to just show up. I really am dying to know, but I don't think we have time for that right now. What? Okay, they're throwing their little ninja stars. Run! Run! The catastrophes are still normal size, by the way. You have to remember that. They're all normal sized people. Damn it, when did they catch up to us? They're very good at keeping themselves hidden. They must be the Wind Shadow Squadron. It's a squad consisting of non-human species who worship Izumi. Gosh, the Japanese sure have a talent for coming up with cool names. Hey, you, go ahead. I'll buy you some time. Are you gonna be all right? You know me. I'm a master at playing dead. Then I'll leave it to you. Oh, look at her. Look at her fly in. Ren, we don't have much time. We really need to find him. I don't know what you mean. The returnee. How do I pronounce his name? Oh no. How do I pronounce it? Hold on. I'm about to Google this. I am. Kyrgygios. Pronunciation.
These names and more confusing names that many get wrong, including from tennis. So stay tuned to the channel to learn more if you enjoy those. Neck, Kyrios. Yes, the G is essentially silent.
Oh,
you do not pronounce it. Neck, Kyrios. And now
Kyrios.
you know. Like this video if you found it useful.
Okay.
Thanks for your support. It helps me a lot. And more videos for you.
Gotcha. All right. Kyrios. Aha. Okay. The returnee Kyrios. What? Tell me where Kyrios is. TWSA only mentions in passing that Kyrios is in Peaceland during this time. He doesn't actually appear in the novel. So I kind of expected her to react like this, but I really don't know. I never created such a character. And all the characters in my comic are weak, manga. Are weak. A powerful man who was born in Peaceland? Ah! They must be the few who Sooyoung failed to stop. I didn't want to do this, but here it goes. Peaceland's publication stopped on its 11th episode, and you couldn't even have it published in book form due to troubles with your publisher. How did you know that? I get how badly you wanted to draw a manga in the classic fantasy genre, but your manga isn't really a classic fantasy novel now, is it? Doksha's really clashing with these two dudes. He's this big. After you saw how the readers reacted to your manga, you introduced a new character out of spite. So difficult just blocking their attacks. Okay. So it is rattling. He was strong unlike any other character in Peaceland. How do you know all that? Although he only appeared once because your manga had to end abruptly, that doesn't mean you can just pretend as if he never existed. I know that no author wants to remember their failed masterpieces, but that is still a story that existed. She didn't like the manga she drew because that manga is what ruined her life. Oh, wow. But when her manga became a reality, she couldn't bring herself to destroy the world she created with her own hands. That's why she couldn't do it. That's the thumbnail, boy. That is the thumbnail. That right there is the thumbnail. Yeah, that's a great panel. That's a great panel. Second, I couldn't spell Asuka. Because she was once the god who created this very world. Whether you like it or not, this is a world you created. All the characters here are your creation. You should take responsibility for them. No matter how little there were still people out there who used to read your story. Doksha was one of those people. I like this monologue coming from him. I like it. Her being a failed author, like hating her story, it ruining her life. Because for Doksha, TWSA was the story that only he read to the end. So there's no talent. See, like in a normal situation, TWSA probably would never have finished, depending on if it was being publicized by a company. Right? If the author was just releasing it on its own, then the author could just release it on their own. But it feels like being publicized by a company, it doesn't make any sense for them to continue to serialize it if one person was reading it. We know there something more since the world came to life. Excuse me. Right? Excuse me. It was because TWSA came to life. But Doksha was that one person he's talking about that looked forward to TWSA. The only person that was reading it, he looked forward to it. So for him to be able to, like, whether he's meaning to or not, pull from his own personal experience to inspire Asuka, to get her to dig deep into that memory bank and remember who this individual is, I like it a lot. I do. All right, let me continue. No matter how little, there were still people out there who used to read your story. You have a high understanding of the character Asuka Ren. This is a world you created. All the characters here are your creation. You should take responsibility for them. Character Asuka Ren is touched by your sincerity. Doksha's like, I'm not talking, like, I'm not making mention of the panels. He's throwing down, boy. Doksha's throwing down. He is throwing down right now. He's putting in work, man. All right, and she's like, you're right. I need to beg for their forgiveness. Oh, whoa. What am I looking at? Because those look like dots, like dots that are in like comic books and mangas. She touched Doksha and he's like getting a power up or something. What's happening? Character Asuka Ren's attribute, Creator of Peaceland, has been activated. Everything looks like manga panels. Whoa. Dude, that's cool looking. Whoa. Holy crap. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why'd they do that? No way. Oh, I'm hot. Why'd they do that? That's such a cool looking panel, man. That is really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Wow. What a chapter. Nah, this is one of my favorites since starting back up again. This might be I'm one of my favorites since starting back up. The last like 6 or 7 chapters I've read since starting back up, this is my favorite one. It is. Man, Doksha. That when he gets in his bag, when he starts inspiring people, when he starts talking and he starts like spitting truth, he's on another level, man. He's on another level. He is on another level. Like, all he was just hitting like bow, bow. I love it because we're so used to, like, it's fun. It's fun. It's always fun watching characters that we meet respond to Doksha just knowing everything. Like, it's always fun, like, seeing that. Like, how does he know that? What do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. It always makes for a great moment. But for this moment, what I like about it so much is because of how traumatic this experience was with this series, with the manga she made, and because of one, how traumatic it was with the series, like, ruining her life. Two, realizing that her series is now alive and, like, her characters are real. And three, like, feeling responsible. Her feeling responsible for everything that's happening with, like, Izumi and all that stuff happening on the Japanese side. I don't think there would have been a normal person, right? I'm like certain that there's not a normal person that would have been able to get through to her. And I like how it's Doksha, he's like starting up on his, like, he's ramping up to, like, his speech and, like, telling her like it's dire, like, he's fighting, he's like trading blows, he's like parrying shots, doing all of this stuff, and basically it's a fight against time. Like, he's not going to be able to continue to fight all of these normal sized people, so he's trying to get through to her, and he's cutting corners. He's just like, usually Doksha, like, takes precaution sometimes with just throwing his knowledge all over the place because it gets him questioned more than he would like to. But he's like, yo, I need this person that you created, and I can't spare any expense. I'm damn near gonna say everything, like, I'm gonna tell you everything but telling you how I know what I know. I'll tell you everything that I know, but I can't tell you how. And I like it was multiple times where she's just like, how do you know that? Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, how do you know that? That's information you shouldn't know. Like, you shouldn't know that. And then he keeps going and then hits her with something again. And she's like, you should know that. And he keeps going. He hits her with something again. And it's kind of like, it's just like stripping away all of those layers that she's put up and all of those layers that she's built. And it just gets her, like, he's just like, I'm cutting through all the BS. I need your help. I need you. Basically, without saying, well, without him, like, begging, like, I need your help. He's basically saying, I need your help. And it hit her to her core. It worked. It worked. I like it so much. I do. I like it so much. It's great. It is great. I like this chapter a lot. I want more of her character. Like, so far, she's been one of... she really hasn't said much. That's what's crazy. She hasn't said much. But it's just the idea that we're in a world that she created. She hated this world. But when she finally stepped foot in this world, she couldn't like, bring herself to destroy it once again. And her feeling that way has hemmed up other people in different scenarios. And now she feels bad for that. And now it's like she's trying to see if she can fix it somehow. I like it. I'm here for it. I'm all in. I want more of her character. I wish she could stick around, but she's probably not going to. But I wish she could, man. I'm digging this. I'm digging this chapter a lot. So, boy, oh boy, that was a good one. But what do you think about Sooyoung told to her? What do you think about what Sooyoung told to her, manga writer? I think it's interesting that that she's making like, you can't keep making the same stories over and over. That's the truth. Think of how many series are the same. I think it's just like a lot of, like, think of like One Piece is a series that has inspired a billion trillion kids out there. I'm speaking hyperbolic, but it's inspired so many things. And then you look at a lot of the younger creators, the younger mangaka that have come after Oda, and you look at their stories, and they have plot points, they have plot devices that mimic One Piece. I'm just using One Piece as an example. That mimic it, and it's just like, oh, clearly this person was a fan of this series. Like, you could read certain series and be like, this person's a fan of this person was a fan of that, this person really liked this, because you can see inspirations all over the place. And Sooyoung is like, hey, this is all you're like. Sooyoung has always been the bitter type anyways. The thing of how you kill him, like nothing you realize, they're real. And unable to kill them anymore. Oh, well, I don't know how much stock I would put in. It just depends on how much you connect to something. Because in this certain situation for Asuka, this series, this piece, we'll just call it Peaceland. This Peaceland series that she created was a story that she initially wanted to be one way and was received a completely other way. And then by it being received a certain way, she probably got comments and stuff from the readers, or they probably stopped reading, and therefore it stopped getting serialized, and her career probably spiraled out of control. So there probably was like this harbored hatred towards this thing that took everything away from her. And then TWSA kicks off all this stuff and the scenarios and all this stuff. I don't got time to think about that series. It's all good and done. There's some things, there's some ideas, there's some story concepts that just don't work. There's like, you look at some of your favorite artists, they have series that they've made before their most popular one, after their most popular one, that they probably like more than their most popular one. But just for whatever reason, it doesn't work, and you just have to shelf it, or you have to scrap it. And those ideas just aren't useful. This could be just another situation for her. She probably never got the chance to create anything else because of the world technically ending because of TWSA. But to then be presented with the fact that your world is now real, I think for her it's more so of, this world I created is now real, and I can't bring myself to destroy it again. Because deep down, I'm pretty sure she loved the series that she made. It's just circumstances around everything stopped it from staying something that she loved. But then it's just also, it's like now you're being presented with actual living beings that actually exist, that have actually been created, who actually have agency, who are making decisions. And I'm supposed to just kill them because this game is telling me to? No, I don't want to, right? I don't want to be a killer. How about that? So what Sooyoung says, like, we know how Sooyoung operates. Sooyoung is cutthroat. Sooyoung still operates in the I'm pretty sure Sooyoung still operates under the assumption that, and it's the same way how Doksha operated at the beginning of the series. I think he still does, but he's more cognizant. Is Sooyoung still treats this as if it's well, in my opinion, you can tell me otherwise, but Sooyoung still operates as if this is a series it's a series. It's not real life, right? It's not real life. This is a series. I think that's how Doksha was able to like separate himself, and he keeps himself apart. And it's what the fourth wall is too. The fourth wall keeps that barrier so that he's not blending real life and all of this. So that's what that is. And for her, we know that Asuka is a character now. She's not a person anymore. She's a character of TWSA now. So for her, that veil is non-existent. Like, her world is real now. So like, she doesn't want to kill and stuff like that. So so it's just like, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. So it's like, I get it. Being presented with something you've always loved but caused you pain, and now it's being flung back into your face, and you don't want to go through with it. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I understand why Sooyoung would say it, right? I get why she would say it. I get why she would say it the way she said it. Do I necessarily agree with it? Not really, no. Not really. I don't. Because if this series ruined her life, there's clearly bad emotions tied to it, right? There's not goodness tied to it anymore. It started with good and it ended very bad. So her just wanting to just scrap it or destroy it, I can understand why she would want to do that. So I totally get that. And now it's kind of like, man, it's real. It's kind of like my story is alive. So it's like one of those things like, my story's alive. Oh my God. My story's alive. It's real. And then she's like, we're supposed to, we got to destroy it. No way. So I get it. I totally get it. All right. I think I'm going to call that the air. It's good, man. This is my favorite chapter so far since starting back up. Out of the 7 chapters I've read, this is my favorite so far. So I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of the weekend. Whenever you're seeing this, have a good rest of your day. And hopefully, God willing, catch you back here tomorrow. Yeah, I'll catch you back here tomorrow for 137. So again, thank you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you. Peace out.